Okay, we are back with a quick update. Quick, I shouldn't say that. I don't know how long we're going to do this for. But there is a whole bunch of stuff that has now gone on and new things that we know and new things that we can talk about here just over the last 45 minutes or so since I signed out. I guess it's probably more about an hour. Hi, Stephen, how are you? Okay, so the most significant piece of information that is been recently brought to light is that this attack is not Russia acting alone. This is Russia and Belarusia. Let's just call them Russia's slow little brother, Belarus. Troops from, as it was originally reported, Ukrainian border forces reported that the troops that came across through the Belarus border of Ukraine were sort of a mixture of Russian troops and Belarus troops. Now, the interesting thing about that, and here I'll do this, I'll pull up Google Earth so that we can look at this. This is why this is quite a significant development in all of this. Because as we were led to believe on Monday, this was all about the Eastern Sliver. Remember? This was all about the people in the Eastern Sliver, the Donbas region, who were being, there was a genocide. Putin told the whole world that there was a genocide occurring. And okay, so we're going to look at, we'll bring that up right here, just so you can see what we're talking about. Here we go. Okay. So this is the portion of the country that we are talking about. This Luhansk to Donetsk, and also including Mariupol. Okay, so it goes like this. This is the sliver that he wanted. This is what it's all about. These are the people. This is where the DPR and the LPR, the Luhansk People's Republic and the Donetsk People's Republic, have militias. If you remember, they're nothing more than a militia group that is funded and backed by the Kremlin to create havoc in the country of Ukraine. This is Ukraine. This is the country of Ukraine. However, there is a group, an armed military group, call themselves the DNR, or sorry, the People Republic, the DPR and the LPR. They're just calling themselves a government, and they've been operating in the shadows with funding and support and everything from Putin and the Kremlin. However, there was an administration, there was a national administration, a Ukrainian administration that was governing this part. As of Monday, Putin officially on the world stage acknowledged the authority, the independence, the sovereignty of the DPR and the LPR. And then he went one step further and said that this is an entire country unto itself. Russia didn't want it. This is their country. And it's a Russian speaking people, culturally Russian people. This is all according to Putin. And they were being victimized in what he described as a genocide. Okay, now what that's known as is a pretext for war. So the case that he was making. That's why he had all of his troops. Remember now, he just wants this little sliver, but he had all of his troops all the way across the border to Belarus. And this is Belarus up here. I got to tell you, I'm becoming very familiar with this part of the world. For the last couple of weeks, Russian troops have been training with Belarus troops. Planned exercises, although now we understand that it was just practicing for what was going to happen. So we were led to believe that it was all about this. This is if Russia was going to invade, it was going to be solely in support of the DPR and the LPR, and that's it. That's all we're doing. Well, here we are, just 72 hours after he made that statement, and just like absolutely everything else about Putin, it was complete and total bullshit, just fabricated garbage. This is a madman who is trying to reassemble the old Soviet Union. He is taking one state at a time. Belarus is already in his pocket. They're supposed to be an independent state, but truly they're just a vassal state of the Kremlin. Ukraine was that for a while, but then the Ukraine voted for independence. They wanted to be free. They wanted to be more westernized. They wanted to be a part of the European culture. They wanted to be a part of that world. He doesn't want that because they sit on his border. And the last thing that he wants is when they start flirting with NATO. He doesn't want a NATO country right here on his border, although he already has it to an extent, doesn't he? Doesn't he have, I think, Latvia or whatever? So the big breaking news that we've gotten over the last 45 minutes is, remember now, again, I will repeat, this is all he wanted. Well, what we know now is that he came across here. He came across with land troops across the border of Belarus and Ukraine, and he came in. This is the west. This is the northwest corner where there is now fighting going on. That wasn't supposed to be on the docket. Neither was the full-on shelling and missile attacks that are occurring right now in Kiev, the capital of the country. Kiev, where's Kiev? Did I lose myself? I lost myself. It's so hard to keep track of all this stuff. Especially, look at these. What are these? Where's Kiev? Oh my goodness. Did they wipe Kiev off the map? I just say that I was getting more and more familiar with this part of the world? I sure did. Kiev's over here, right? Somewhere in here. Okay. Maybe this will help. Nope, that is not helping. Kursk. That's another country, for crying out loud. Okay, that didn't help. Let's go back. Okay. So at any rate, then we've got the problem. The other thing is the troops came aboard here in Odessa. Russian troops are on the ground now in Odessa. There was a sea landing. Here's Kiev. Okay, so here we go. Kiev. I'm supposed to call it Kiev. All right, so it was supposed to just be about this area over here, right? This the eastern part, the northeastern part. And it seems to be about the southeastern part. It seems to be about the northwestern part. And it's about an all-out attack on the infrastructure of Kiev, the capital. So let's stop pretending like this is just a little sliver of land and that's all he wanted. It is a full-on attack on the entire country. Hold on, what is Ukraine says it was attacked through Russian and Belarusian borders as well as from the Crimea. Okay, so, well, we kind of probably expected the Crimea. That's what was happening down here in Odessa. So troops came in. Let's make it a little bit smaller so we can show you where the troops came in. Okay. Troops came in from here, from the water. Troops came in from over here in Belarus. Where's Belarus now? Yikes. Here they go. Oh, boy, this country's so big. Big for Europe. You know, I mean, it's a little bit smaller than Texas, but it's big for Europe. It's big for Europe. Okay, so they came in from here. They came in from Crimea, from this side. They came in from up here. This was the traffic. If you joined us for the earlier report that we did, they came in via traffic from here, and now we're learning that they also came in from Belarus, which is this Belarus? Why do I keep losing? But yeah, they came in from Belarus here. Okay, so essentially they've got the entire country surrounded. Let's go through some of the other things that have happened. Zelensky, the president of the Ukraine, in the last hour has declared total martial law over the entire country. This grants him basically all the powers that there are. He no longer has to. Earlier this afternoon, he declared a state of emergency, which was one step lower than martial law. State of emergency says that he has the power and influence of making the most decisions, but the largest decisions concerning military use of force and all of that, they still has to include the parliament. He now has stepped it up to martial law, which means he doesn't have to talk about anybody because at this point they do not know the functionality of parliament. Kiev is being hit by missiles. as we speak. I mean, we're literally watching footage of it here on the multiple monitors that I have. This is things are changing by the second. This is an all-out war breaking out. This is a very big war in Europe. Okay, some of the other headlines that have happened here in the last 45 minutes to an hour. The Moscow Stock Exchange has halted all trading across all markets. Don't know what that means. I mean, it's obviously not a good thing, but they're doing it to probably stave off the bleeding. Hey, are you into Bitcoin? Bitcoin is tanking. The bottom has fallen out of the Bitcoin market. Oil prices are currently skyrocketing. Brent crude is over $100 a barrel for the first time. Now, I don't know what Brent crude is. Maybe you do. Maybe there's some people who know a little bit more about oil. Let me quickly see what Brent crude is. What is Brent crude? Brent crude oil. Brent crude may refer to any or all of the components of the Brent complex, a physicality and financially traded oil market based around the North Sea of Northwest Europe. Okay. So it's a type of oil that's traded. Colloquially, Brent crude usually refers to the price of the ICE Brent crude oil futures contract or the contract itself. Okay, we don't need to get bogged down in that. I'm not an oil and gas guy. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. Let's see. Let's stop sharing that. Let's go with some of the other big developments that we have. Okay, CNN and ABC, as well as the BBC, are reporting that troops made initial landfall in Odessa in the south. When you hear reports of them coming through the Crimea, they're talking about that, and they're talking about the a little further north as well. But Odessa, as I described it, Odessa is the Miami of that part of the world. It's a vacation destination. It's supposed to be beautiful. I don't know. ABC is reporting hundreds of casualties and runs on hospitals. Hospitals are being overwhelmed throughout Ukraine. Both of Kiev's airports are under attack. Both of Kiev's airports are currently inoperable. We'll be looking at some video of that. The capital city of Kiev is under attack. Couple of comments here. You know, I have to say, of all of the people, the outraged American politicians who are making big anti-Putin statements right now, I don't understand this. I don't understand why 99.9% of all of the voices are Democrats. I don't know why they're the only ones. This isn't a political issue. This is about America. This is about who we are, and this is about a guy who hates us. And I just don't get, with the lone exception, give credit where credit is due. Little Marco Rubio is on fire tonight. He is tweeting out a storm. He is... Marco Rubio says Russia isn't just focused on seizing eastern Ukraine. Russian military forces are working towards isolating Kiev at this very moment. He then goes on to say, to clarify, what is underway is a full-scale and comprehensive military assault throughout the Ukraine. Airborne, amphibious landings, missile strikes from air, ground, and naval forces, electronic and cyber attacks, and a large ground force to occupy a large swath of the territory. Russian jets are seen flying over multiple Ukrainian cities as I speak. The jet being used is a Sukhoi Su-25 Grach. It is a subsonic single-seat twin-engine jet aircraft developed in the Soviet Union. It was designed to provide close air support for Soviet ground troops. So the planes that we are seeing flying over Ukrainian cities are there to support the landing force, the troops. Okay. Let's pull up the flight tracker. That I like the flight tracker. Let's see what the latest is here. Obviously, everything is grounded. There is nothing here. We'll pull this up. There are certainly no commercial. There is nowhere for any commercial airplane to land or take off from in the entirety of Ukraine. All of the airports are under attack. All the major airports, the international airports. Okay, what is happening here? Zagreb, that's Yugoslavia. Okay, Hungary. I know I'm in the neighborhood. Moldova, Slovakia. All right, where are we? Poland, Ukraine. There we go. Okay. So these blue dots. Wait a second. Where that's Moscow. Mariupol. There we go. Okay, so this is the Ukraine. All right, what is this? We've got one plane in the air here. This is a plane in the air over Ukraine. I'm guessing it's NA, actual aircraft. We don't know what this is. It seems to be coming from. Well, actually, no. It's far enough from the border that it might be Ukrainian military. We don't know, but he's the only one that's trackable right now. Now, that does not mean he's the only plane in the air. It means he's the only plane with a transponder that's working, that they are tracking. Where are the airports? So these are all the airports. These little blue things are airports. Why do I continually have such difficulty finding Kiev? Okay, that is Kiev. Okay, so whatever this is a plane flying over Kiev. And now it's gone. All right. Considering Kiev is under attack and there is significant ground-to-air fire from Ukrainian defenses, that plane may have just gotten blown out of the sky. Let's see what's being watched. This is the one being watched, and that's the one that just disappeared. Now, again, we don't know. We don't know if it just got blown out of the sky or if it just suddenly decided to turn off its transponder. Hell, we don't know if that was Ukrainian or Russian or Belarusian. We don't know what the hell that was. But what we do... Oh, did it just reappear? No, this is a different flight. Okay. All right. Whatever this is, it appears... Did it just take off? NA, Kiev, 7:44 a.m. So 8. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Well, what I do know is Borisville Airport, which I've become extremely familiar with over the past couple of days of using this site. This is Borisville International Airport in the Ukraine, and it is smoldering. It has been hit by missiles, as well as this other airport here to the north of the city. There are two airports. Just as any big city would have. It would have two airports. There are two airports here in Kiev. Is this the other one? Yes. Okay, so this would be the other one. This one is smoldering. This one is smoldering. We'll see video of both of that in a moment here. I just wanted to see if there was anything worth noting. All right, there are no planes now. So whether this plane actually exists or is going... Oh, there it is now. Okay, so no, but that's its last location. That's where it disappeared. Okay, we don't know. All right, CNN is reporting now that massive columns of tanks are rolling in. Ukraine says it was attacked through Russian and Belarusian borders as well as through the Crimea. They've now got a reporter live in Odessa. Looks like a beautiful morning. All right, let's stop sharing this and let's get into some of the video that we can run through. Let's see here. All right. Let's take a look at what we've got here. This first piece of video that I'm going to show you is being reported as a downed Russian jet. So this, yep, that's it. Okay. So this, they are saying, is video of a Russian jet that has been shot down and crashed. So, okay, so score one for the good guys. But again, this is all just social media. We don't know. There are, however, I don't just play any video. There's a lot of bullshit video out there. There's a lot of fantastic video from things that happened years and years ago that's being passed off as happening now. I have done some degree of due diligence in trying to determine, based on comments, based on blue check opinion, based on all that sort of thing, to give you stuff that actually, at least in my best guess, seems to be legit and happening right now. As I said, this is reported to be a downed Russian jet. So there's one. There's something. Let's see, what else do we have here? These are sirens. This is this is Ukraine. This is Kiev this morning. Here you go. This is what people woke up to. These are the air raid sirens. I'll tell you, I've also been watching the EarthCam view, and it is stunning that people appear to be going to work. All right. We got more stuff here. This is anti-aircraft systems in, where is this? This is Kharkov. These are this is anti-aircraft fire from Ukrainian defense forces on jets flying over. This is in Kharkov, or Kharkov. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. Okay, so there we go. That's what's happening there. This is an explosion. This is a big explosion that went down. No idea. There's no, not telling us anything about this other than that this is also from Kharkov. Oh, it's the place near the border. It's one of the first cities in the Ukraine that began to take the brunt of the initial assault. Okay. What is this? Okay, these Russian troops arriving in Odessa. Seem to be, they're being cheered on by other. This is what a modern invasion looks like. Paved roads and shell stations. Up in Odessa. Okay, so this is rush hour. This is rush hour in Kiev. These people are either trying to get out of town or going to work. And these are you can see the smoke from fires burning around the town. Maybe that's just rain clouds. I don't know. I don't want to suppose anything. I don't suppose you need to suppose. There is a full-on war going on. Okay. This is pretty incredible. So this happened at the UN security meeting earlier today. This is the Ukrainian delegate for the United Nations Security Council, and he is directly addressing his counterpart with the Russian Federation. This is pretty powerful.
Well, as I said, relinquish your duties as a chair. Call Putin, call Lavrov to stop aggression. And I welcome the decision of some members of this council to meet as soon as possible to consider the necessary decision that would condemn the aggression that you launch on my people. There is no purgatory for war criminals. They go straight to hell, Ambassador.
All right, there you have it. That's pretty direct. Go straight to hell, Ambassador. What is this? Is this the yes. This is pretty crazy. These are some people in a backyard. This is a missile. This is an incoming missile. People sitting in their backyard, waking up in the morning and seeing this. Holy balls.
У мене тут дома літають ракети. Вон. Полетіла. У мене тут дома літають ракети.
Just another Thursday morning, I guess.
Полетіла.
God, how horrifying is that? How far away are we from something like that? Okay, so now this is also in the Donbas. This is in the south of the Donbas. This is southwest of Donetsk. The three cities, the three major cities in that particular area, which was the initial area that Putin was coveting. You have Luhansk in the north, and then you have Donetsk in the middle, and then this place, Mariupol. And this is what's happening in Mariupol. Sounds like combat fire. They're engaging with troops. Fires burning in the distance, explosions. That is ground-to-air fire. Those are, see them going up into the air. They are shooting at planes up in the air. It's a real war. We've got a real war going on here. This isn't all talk anymore. This isn't threats. This isn't bullshit. These are some people in their apartment. Incoming missiles. Okay.
Попали нам в газопровод.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Just hope it doesn't hit you.
Лупят по нашему дому, по 32-му дому. О, скоты.
You know,
Загорелся.
we don't need to speak the language. Terror is an international terror. Being terrorized is an international language all its own. This is kind of incredible.
Russia.
These are some American journalists walking down the street when another missile flies overhead.
Russia has declared war on Ukraine. As soon as the declaration... Oh, fuck! That's a missile! That's a missile! That's a fucking missile!
That was one of those like...
Holy shit! Russia has declared war on Ukraine. As soon as the declaration... Oh, fuck! That's a missile! That's a missile! That's a fucking missile!
That was one of those like...
Well, it's definitely something, my guy. This was originally reported as a Ukrainian jet, but this is a Russian jet. This is a Russian jet over Odessa. This is the Sukhov Su-25. This is the jet that is used to support land invasions. So here you are. This is your neighborhood.
Вон летит самолет. Вы сейчас послушайте звук.
There's the bad guy in the sky, right above your house.
Полетел. Вон еще один. Блин, за домом.
Oh, fun, huh? All right, what else do we have here? It's just a missile impact. We don't need to see any more of that stuff. Okay, that's all the video that I have for the moment. Let's see if there's anything new that's been uploaded here in the last couple of minutes. We'll run through that stuff as well. Ba-boom. So share a new page? Yeah, it does. Okay. All right, let's see what this is. Okay. Ukrainian's President Zelensky, he went on TV and he basically just told everybody that Ukraine will not back down. They'll defend themselves. Take care. Take care, folks. What is that? Is that the Empire State Building? Okay. It looks like buildings all over the world are beginning to shine themselves in the colors of the Ukrainian flag. I believe is that the Empire? I don't know. I can't tell what that is. Let's see. Maybe somebody's going to comment. It looks like it, but there's a lot of buildings that look that way. Ukraine, please make peace now. Well, okay, yes, we all. I'm furious and sick. Okay, I don't know what else to. I don't know what building that is for sure. What appears to be smoke seen rising in Kiev at this time after a few loud booms we heard about 5:46. That might be the airport bombing. It does not appear that at-large civilian targets have been hit throughout Ukraine. It does look like it's only defense targets, airports, infrastructure, those sorts of things, military bases. What is this? I took this picture of eastern Ukraine, Moscow in the distance in the winter. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, we saw this. That's one of the jets over Odessa. Okay, what are we looking at here? Ukrainian frontline casualties. I should send this to James Parker, who joked that there'd be no injuries. We don't even know if that's real. See, that's the problem with social media. That is not good. See, this is neither a blue check. This is just somebody 12 minutes ago they posted this. There are no replies. A whole bunch of idiots are just forwarding it because they like gross stuff. We don't know what that is. Let's hope that is just some kind of a dupe. What is this? Okay, so these are, let's go with the latest ones. Sorry, I didn't have the latest. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard is another one of these Kremlin apologists that we have in our midst. That people just somehow think that, oh, she's got something. Have you ever looked into her background? Have you ever looked into how Tulsi Gabbard was raised? She was raised by a religious cult. She was raised by a bunch of weirdos in Hawaii. Look it up. It's not even to be debated. It's legit. It's real. She was raised by a bunch of wackadoos. But go ahead. You want to follow her? My God. She's just a Putin apologist. Why don't you go to another banquet in Russia? Let's see here. 48 seconds ago. What is it now? See, anything that is coming in saying 48 seconds ago that it's still dark out, we know that it's old. Or what is this? Footage of Russian tanks crossing into Ukraine from Belarus. Okay. I don't really want to deal with Don Lemon. Okay. Airstrike reportedly in Lutsk in western Ukraine. Them's birds. That's not an... Okay, now we're starting to repeat all of these things. All right. Well, there we go. President of the United States is going to speak tomorrow at 11 a.m. I don't know. Maybe I'll come on. Maybe I'll do the High Noon Show a little bit early, and we can watch it together if that's something that you're into. Obviously, we Americans are condemning this. I don't know about some of you people who live in this country who think that Putin has a right to do it. I wouldn't call you Americans. I'm just so disgusted. I went into this earlier today. I'm just so disgusted with this political partisanship that we have in this country, which I believe is not entirely caused by Putin, but he has certainly benefited from the instigation of manipulating all of us, regular people, who can probably go to a backyard barbecue and have a great time until somebody mentions politics, and then suddenly we're all ginned up and we hate each other. There is a real problem in this country. And if we can't agree that a guy like Vladimir Putin, who has been a hater of our country, he has despised everything about us. He holds us completely responsible for every bad thing that's ever happened to him, and chief among them, the fall of the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War. He was in charge of the KGB. He dedicated his life. This is a Soviet guy. just because he was still around when it reformulated itself and he decided to move in as a strongman after Yeltsin left, that doesn't mean that he has disavowed the ways of the old Soviet Union and the anti-Americanism that was basically ingrained in everybody. But no, I see these young guys, these guys in their 30s who have absolutely no idea of history, who have no idea that Russia has just been sitting there for the last 30 years, just trying whatever they could do to destroy our country. And now you're following idiots like Tulsi Gabbard. You're following morons like Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, the heir to the Swanson frozen food. This is the guy. This is the American oligarch that you're actually following. Come on. Fucking the former president goes on Fox News tonight with Laura Ingraham and he says, this wouldn't have happened if there wasn't a rigged election. That is legitimately what Trump said. He didn't have any take on this actual situation. It was just all about his fucking vanity again. It was just all about a rigged fucking election. This is madness. This is insane. We're Americans. If we can't agree that Russia is the bad guy, and what is it about him that isn't a bad guy? Absolutely everything we've seen from him in the last 4 days has been a lie. It's been a deke. It's been a fake out. It's been a bunch of bullshit. He drummed up phony genocide claims in order to justify him going in and taking a big swath of people who wanted to be like us. That's what it's about. The Ukrainians want to be like us. They want to be like Europe. They want to be free. They don't want to live under the thumb of some asshole. Yeah, I don't know if I could pull a Jerry Lewis and keep on going. I don't know if I can do this. I'm so disgusted. I really thought I'm actually stunned. I'm actually stunned that the idiots in this country are actually open. I mean, if you've been on social media, have you seen what some of these people, they all got the flag behind them and it all says Patriot, Christian. They're all talking about go Putin, go, yeah, kill them people who want to be like us, kill them people who want to be more in league with Americans in Western Europe, in a civilized society, a modern society, who don't want some guy who's going to be president for life, who's put in place by a bunch of billionaire corrupt oligarchs, who controls his parliament. Did you see this? Here, I'll show you something. I'll show you the guy you like. My buddy Kevin sent me this today. I'd seen it, but watch this. Watch this. This is Putin. You've probably heard about this. This is the mob boss that you guys all think is so awesome. And I know it's not all of you. I know that there are some good Americans here. This is his spy chief. Look at how scared this dude is. This is his spy. This is when he pulled that sham 3 days ago now, where he pretended like he was seeking the counsel of his cabinet. And one by one, he brought them up. And he made them explain why he should go in and defend the Russian people, the Russian wannabe people, which that's highly debatable as well in the Donbas region. So this is Vladimir Putin talking to his intelligence chief, his chief spy. Watch this. The spy is scared shitless. Why? Because if he answers wrong, he's probably going to be put to death and he knows it. Or at the very least, he's going to be sent off to some prison and God knows what's going to happen to his family. This is the guy that Tucker Carlson fucking loves. This is the guy that Tulsi Gabbard is now calling us war hawks because we want this guy ended. We want this piece of shit gone. Watch this.
Говорите прямо, Сергей.
Поддерживаю предложение.
Так и скажите,
да,
да или нет.
Да?
Сергей Евгеньевич.
Look at him. He's like a mob boss. Okay, so here comes the intelligence chief. Vladimir Putin dresses down Russia's spy chief.
Уважаемый Владимир Владимирович,
Говорите прямо.
согласился бы с предложением Николая Платоновича о том, что
Look at him.
нашим, так сказать, западным
This is a leader you want? You want a guy like this?
партнерам можно дать последний.
This
Мы должны принять
fucking murderer.
то решение, о котором сегодня говорится.
Значит, в противном случае вы предлагаете начать переговорный процесс?
Нет, я...
Или признавать суверенитет республики?
Я
Говорите прямо.
Я поддержу предложение о признании...
Поддержу или поддерживаю? Говорите прямо, Сергей.
Поддерживаю предложение...
Так и скажите, да или нет.
Да? Поддерживаю предложение...
Do you see the fear in this guy? This isn't a democracy. This isn't the American way. This isn't where you're allowed to have an opinion and you can have a debate about an issue. This fucking guy is worried about being sent to a prison camp for the rest of his life. And this is the head of intelligence of Russia.
О вхождении Донецкой и Луганской народных республик в состав Российской Федерации.
Мы об этом не говорим, мы этого не
Oh, look, now he's mocking him, and everybody's going to laugh because, you know, if Putin says something, even if it's stupid, you got to laugh. He's one of those guys.
Мы говорим о признании их независимости или нет?
Да. Я поддерживаю предложение о признании независимости.
Хорошо, пожалуйста, садитесь, спасибо.
Yeah, that's the guy. That's the good guy. That's what we should have here in this country, right? We should have a strong man like that. I don't have sympathy for Russia's spy chief. I'm giving an example of what a strong man, what a dictator looks like. Are you telling me that you have sympathy for Vladimir Putin? Is that what you're saying, Will? Make yourself clear. I'd like to know. Here, let me do what Putin did. Here, you'll do that thing with the fingers where I'm just like fucking mocking you. I don't have sympathy for Russia's spy chief. What I'm saying is I understand why he's scared shitless. And if that's honestly what you think America can have, fuck you. Okay, good. All right, of course not. I take that back. And I take that back. All right. So then what we have here is just a simple misunderstanding. No, of course I don't have sympathy for the head. That guy's a piece of shit of the highest order. I mean, come on. I don't have to tell you, Will, you probably know. What do you have to have done in your life to rise to that position in Russia? I just cannot stomach any kind of American sympathy or any kind of tolerance for what Vladimir Putin is. What Vladimir Putin stands for is the death of America. And I don't think people fully understand this. And anybody that is trying to make you think otherwise has an agenda that they're getting rich off of. Oh, my battery's dying. Yeah, I'm fired up. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry. I shouldn't react like that when challenged. Otherwise, but you know what? I can't be a leader either, because if I was a leader, I would demand complete subservience, which is why I know that I can't be a leader. Some people identify that trait in themselves and think, I'm going to be a leader because that would be fun. All right, that's going to be it for now. About what, 45 minutes or so? There's more. There's got to be more. There's got to be more coming tonight. So stay with me. If you're staying up all night, I'll be up all night doing these things. I'm down. My batteries are dying. I got to plug in all my equipment. They've been working overtime tonight. All right, folks, that's going to be it. You're all awesome. I feel like that spy chief right now. Thanks, folks. I'm sorry. And I got to be honest. I feel a little bit like Putin, and it doesn't feel good. Yeah, no, look, I understand the way I was probably framing that was that maybe there was some interpretation that I was looking to elicit sympathy for that guy. But no, that guy's a piece of shit too. And, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, and I know that I'm not going to get to go to sleep now for a very long time because this shit has got me wired. I got coffee going. That's what I'm looking at tonight. All right, gang. We're gonna wrap this up. I'll be back possibly, unless I fall asleep. Yeah, there you go, Al. Drink some vodka. Just make sure it's Ukrainian vodka. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is there a brand of Ukrainian vodka? Let's see. Let's find out. We should all go out and buy a bottle of Ukrainian vodka. As I said earlier, Biden's gonna speak. Who knows what that's gonna be all about tomorrow? Who knows what he's gonna say? What's he gonna say? I don't know. But the sun's coming up. Okay, so there are. So here are some fine Ukrainian vodka brands: Horilka, Nemirov, Kor, Khor, Krol, Krol. Never heard of any of these. Never. Spirit of the Tsars. Never heard of any of these. These are not the big ones. They must not be the good ones. You know what? There are some damn fine American vodkas. How about we just all drink some Tito's? That's probably the best way. We can show ours. You show your support for either side because they all drink vodka over there. But just buy Tito's. A fine Texas brand. Yeah, no way, man. I'll tell you what, Kevin's like, beat Lookner's record. Lookner, man, is I've been checking in with him off and on all night long. Whoo, my man Steve Lookner over at Agenda Free TV, he's been streaming for well over 12 hours straight. He's just going, but he's got it down. He knows how to balance all these things, and he makes thousands and thousands of dollars. And he's got like 20,000 people checking him out. I just have you guys, and I'm happy to have you guys. But bring a friend. Tell a friend. Do something like that. All right, we're going to sign off. I'm tired. I'm going to have some coffee. And you know what? Honestly, I think I'm going to dump a shot of Jameson in there just so that I can maybe relax a little bit. And we'll see. If you guys are still up and you see it on Facebook, then come back in and join me. I'll only come back in if I have anything new. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm gonna have anything new because the sun is coming up, and rat bastards don't like to fight in the sunlight. So we'll see. I imagine the only thing. When will it be dark again? So they're 8 hours ahead of us. So by the time we do the high noon show tomorrow, it'll be dark. It'll be dark there in the Uke. That's some scary shit, man. Yeah, it's like I said earlier. I'm so used to seeing like mud huts and people who live in caves and sand brick structures surrounded by miles and miles of desert. Those are the things that I'm accustomed to see blowing up. I'm not used to seeing, cities, people who live in high rises, people who have, bodegas or convenience stores in their lobbies. It's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing. And I also, do we take it for granted? I mean, one of the great things about America is that if we really wanted to isolate, we could, because there is an ocean between us and any potential problems. And as far as the European people go, we don't really have any problems with them anymore, so we don't have to worry about them. If people wanted to come and attack our shores, if we ever had, I wouldn't see how that would be possible. I honestly would not know how we could ever wake up in the morning the way these people did, be walking down the streets of our neighborhood and see a foreign country's fighter jet just streak across the sky. It would never happen. They wouldn't get within 2,000 miles of our shoreline. We'd blow them out of the sky. I think we take that for granted here in America. We've never been invaded. I mean, we invaded America. I mean, we the white Europeans, we invaded America. But yeah, nobody else. Nobody else. We were all a part of a group that was here, and then we fought amongst ourselves, and we got our own independence. But yeah, no, we've never. Today was the anniversary, though, of a Japanese during World War II. We talked about this on the noon show yesterday at this point. Today was the anniversary of a Japanese submarine attacking Santa Barbara, California. Or was it Santa Monica? I don't know. It was one of those. And then I thought, well, that's kind of like the movie 1941. And I think that was Santa Monica. So maybe the attack was actually Santa Barbara. But how come we never hear about that? I've never heard about I didn't even know that had happened until I got to what happened on this day in history. And it's like, look at that. On this day in history, a Japanese submarine attacked the coast of California. I mean, it wasn't successful. So, I don't know. Just be happy where you live. Be happy that you won the geographic lottery, that you were born an American. Be happy that we have the arrogance to be able to be sitting here streaming on YouTube in the comfort of my home, watching other people go through hell. I don't know. Those are all things to be happy for. Those are all things to recognize, maybe not take for granted. But whatever it is, whatever is happening over there tonight, it's not good. It's not good. And I just look at this again. I try not to be divisive, but and I am anything but a war hawk. I am not a war hawk. I do not believe I was wickedly against the war in Iraq. I was very for the war in Afghanistan. I was also someone who thought that we ought to have a very stern talking to the Saudi Arabians back then. But no, I was against. I was definitely against. I was against Iraq. I'll tell you a quick story. We used to do live reads on the old radio show back in the day, and Kelly and I were always known as being people that the advertisers, they wanted us to do live reads because we did good live reads. You guys probably hated it because they were just long commercials. But as far as the advertiser was concerned, the way that we did them, our chemistry, the way we talked, the way we conveyed the message of the product, they all loved and they went nuts. So there were a lot of people that wanted us. And there was like a long line of advertisers who were just waiting to be able to slide in. And we'd only turned down 3 that I know of. One was this. It's a magic diet drink called Body Solutions, and Body Solutions it turned out to be a total scam. And they were spending all kinds of money on the station. And Kelly and I were like, well, no, we're not going to tell our audience to buy that stuff. That stuff's not real. Oh, but you're spending so much money. So the sales guy who pitched the Body Solution, we made him come in every day. And we totally distanced ourselves from the product. So that was one. Another one was a massage parlor. There was like a massage parlor that wanted, and it was trying to present itself as like a legitimate place, but it was a Jack Shack. It was like, we're not going to do commercials for a Jack Shack. We've got other, and honestly, it was to protect the other people that we did endorsements for as well, because if you're doing endorsements for things that want to be seen as family and decent and good, you don't want the same people who are talking you up to be talking about a Jack Shack. So we turned that one down. And then the only other thing that we turned down was the United States Army. The United States Army wanted Kelly and me to do recruitment reads for the ramp up to the war in Iraq, and they were spending a lot of money on the station. We were like, hell no. We're like, no, this is not. You want me to convince some 18-year-old kid that's listening to our show that he needs to sign up because he needs to go off to Iraq? We won't do it. And that one was very controversial. We got into a lot of trouble. So my point is that I'm not a hawk. I am all for using the might, strength, power, and influence of the United States when I feel that it's a morally sound cause. I don't think Iraq at the time sound cause. The whole weapons of mass destruction thing seemed like bullshit. And guess what? Right side of history. As it turns out, we were on the right side of history on that because that was bullshit. And everybody involved in that is now like, yeah, we kind of got that one wrong. But Afghanistan was different. Afghanistan, we were all for. That was about 9/11. Those were the people. Those were the Taliban. That was they fucked with us and they got what they deserved. Saudi Arabia was a place that I personally, I wouldn't speak for Kelly. Saudi Arabia was a country that I thought, yeah, we ought to do something to them. We ought to, them assholes. Why are they getting? Well, they got a lot of money, and they got a lot of friends in high places, and yeah, fuck that. Are we anchored to our morality in this country, or is it just truly all about the bottom line dollar? So we didn't do that. And I guess I hadn't really considered, hadn't really been worked up about any of the other things that have happened in parts of Europe. When you start getting into the Serbia and Kosovo and the Slavic nations, and actually Ukraine is a Slavic nation. But this one feels different. And I'm not even saying that we need to go in and send American troops into the Ukraine. But I am saying that if whatever the end result of whatever is going to happen over the next couple of months ends with Vladimir Putin standing trial for war crimes in The Hague, I'd be all for it. I would be all for it. I would be all. Could you imagine? I mean, just imagine, wrap your minds around the idea of a Western-minded, Euro-friendly Russia. I mean, they used to be. I mean, you have to go all the way back to the Romanovs, but they were. Russia was a great country. I'm a big fan of Russian history. I took a whole bunch of Russian history in high school, and I took some additional Russian history and some advanced Russian history courses and all that kind of stuff in college. I love it. I love Russian history. It's fascinating to me. And, it was also during the Cold War. So it was like, get to know your enemy, get to know these people. But they've been bad for a very long time, and they've certainly been bad from the perspective of an American. They've been bad from the perspective of anybody that loves this country. They're bad from the perspective of anybody that truly has an appreciation for what we represent in the world. And I know we're not perfect. And you know what? That's part of loving your country. Part of loving your country is being able to say, all right, we're kind of bullshit here. Being able to look, just being a flag waver, it was like, love it or leave it, son of a bitch. That's wrong. You're stupid. You're dumb. There are a lot of problems with this country. There are a lot of bad individuals in this country. However, at its core, what Jefferson intended is an absolutely miraculous thing. And sometimes we stray from that, but we've never truly strayed from. We've never really drifted so far as to, for political advantage, bolster our known enemies. And that's what I'm seeing. Don't get it twisted. Putin is an enemy. Putin is not a good guy. And if you're right, if you're left, doesn't matter. If you're a hawk, if you're a dove, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is do you appreciate your station in life? Do you appreciate everything that you have been blessed to have? You could have been born in the Ukraine, and you could be whoever you are now, living there, not going to work today. I mean, hell, we're here in North Texas, and we're worried about sending our kids to school tomorrow because the roads might get icy. I mean, imagine having to worry about not sending your kids to school because your school got blown up. We got lucky. We won the geographic lottery. We're born in a country that affords us every opportunity. Yeah, I always laugh at people when they go, only in America. Well, that's actually not true. There are plenty of people who have become billionaires and come from nothing and built up companies and money and been successful in other countries, but not to the extent that you can here in America. I mean, we just I really do believe that if you work hard and if you're a good person and if you just try and be cool, I'm not going to get all bullshit and say, love your neighbor, but just try and be cool to people. There is no better country for you to have an opportunity to succeed than the country that we're in right now. And I just wish that we would all stop trying to score political points because we look at politics like we look at sports teams. Oh, I'm on the Republican elephant team. Oh, I'm on the donkey Democrat team. No, we're all on Team America, and we're supposed to disagree about issues big and small. But ultimately, when it comes down to what is in America's best interest, we're supposed to be in lockstep. We're supposed to understand that. We're supposed to be Team America first and foremost. And then beyond that, we break off into our things. But, we see people... We see people walking around with T-shirts, rather be a Russian than a Democrat. Fuck you. You're not an American. If that is truly, okay, cute T-shirt. That's a funny T-shirt. Now take it off. You made your point. This is America. I can wear this T-shirt. I could be a commie supporting Russian if I want. Yeah, okay. No, you can't actually. No, you cannot embrace the values and the ideals of Putin's Russia and still call yourself an American. And if you try to do that, then I'm going to have to look you in the face and say you're stupid, that you don't know what this guy is all about. He's a gangster. He's a murderous thug. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know. I'm all for giving him aid. I don't know that at this stage on night one that I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you that we need to send Bobby the Grunt from down the block who just got home from boot camp over there to die, slogging it out in the Dnieper River. I'm not saying that. We're a part of NATO for a reason. It seems that we, the United States of America, 3,000 miles away, maybe we'll take the back line, right? But Germany, Poland, Turkey, Estonia, England, all of the NATO countries that are sharing that plot of land called Europe with this madman Putin. Yeah, I'm all for sending them in. I am all for absolutely. Hey, you know what? America will back you guys. We'll give you whatever you want. And if it really gets bad, a couple of months, maybe a couple of years down the line, we'll be in the back. We'll send our people in at the last. We'll send advisors. Hey, you want someone to plan out the strategies and all of that? You want some good old-fashioned American know-how to lead your troops? Yeah, we could probably do that too. But as far as the heavy lifting and as far as the blood in the sacrifice, that's got to come from our partners in Europe. It's their land. American technology, American money, American bombs, all that stuff you can have. I'm not sold on the idea of American blood, though. I don't know. I guess I just want them to step up. I want Europe to step up, and I want Europe to get rid of Putin because they don't like him either. He's the big boogeyman. He's the whole reason that the European Union exists. He's the entire reason that NATO exists. I mean, not him specifically, but people like him who have sat in his chair for the last 70 years. And that's all I have to say about it. Okay, we'll talk to you. Yeah, don't kill your neighbor does seem reasonable. At the very least, Ross Rubio says, was the Jack Shack the sweetest institute? It sure was. And a funny story about that. We were live on the air when the SWAT team surrounded the Swedish Institute. I don't know if you remember when that happened. Some dude was getting a rub and tug. And I don't know, something went sideways and he pulled a gun. And then the dude at the desk pulled a gun. And there was a standoff. The dude was barricaded in one of the rooms with one of the girls, and the Dallas SWAT team showed up, and that was over on John Carpenter, and right down the street from our radio station. And they had the whole street blocked off, and there were like SWAT team trucks everywhere and all that. And it was going on in the middle of our show. And somebody came in during a commercial break and goes, "Hey, the SWAT team, there's a kidnapping situation at the Swedish Institute. And me and Kelly were like, yeah, aren't you glad we didn't do the live reads for that place? It went bad. I don't even remember the details of it, but I remember that was really funny. Okay. Is there anything else? I've gotten off my high horse. I really don't hate anybody. I'm disappointed in people, you know? Like, want to talk about, like, I always thought that, you know, Marco Rubio was kind of a creep, but he's the only person in his party that I've seen so far tonight talking like a real American. Like, and I think if we can figure out a way, to do what I just suggest. Oh, really? Is that what you're saying? If they do exactly what you just freeballed your thought process on, if they do exactly what you just said on this stream at 12:30 at night, then you'll support it? Even then, I don't know. I don't even trust myself all the time. But something's got to be done about Putin. This is a land grab. This is an all-out assault on a free people who had an election in 2019, and they overwhelmingly decided that they wanted to be like us. And it's been bugging Putin for years now. He had his handpicked candidate that was supposed to win. And look at that. The Europeans and we, the Americans, we sent in the election observers. And, oh, now you're talking about elections. Elections are front. Well, stop it. They tried to hold a free and fair election. And sure, they elected a TV comedian. But, you know, it's baby steps. It's progress. They at least elected a guy who wasn't, you know, cupping Putin's balls. And that really angered Putin. And it was a huge election victory. I mean, the people of the Ukraine overwhelmingly decided that they wanted to be the architects of their own fate. They decided that they wanted to go in the direction of being friendly with Germany, being friendly with Poland, being friendly with the UK and France and all that. They wanted to be, you know, they wanted to be like Americans. They didn't want to have to worry about criticizing people like Putin. They didn't want to have to worry about that stuff. And they did it. And it was a wonderful thing. And there was great celebrations and the whole world rejoiced. Look, an emerging democracy in Eastern Europe. What an incredible victory for American-style democracy. Because that's really what it was. And then here we are 3 years later and somebody's going, nope, sorry, don't care if that's what you want. That's not what I want. And here we are. So we got to encourage emerging American-style democracies wherever they might pop up. Unless it's in a stupid place. Yeah, let's be honest. Let's be honest. If it's in a stupid place, we don't care. But Ukraine's not a stupid place. And I'll admit that I'm also possibly a little bit biased because I'm from Chicago, and you know my friends who are in the chat room are from Chicago. We have a very large Ukrainian population in Chicago. I have a lot of friends who are Ukrainian. I have a lot of friends whose grandmas have that heavy Ukrainian accent, and it wasn't easy for a lot of them. You know, they were dirty commie Russians back in the 80s. Of course, they're the ones who risked their lives to get out of there and come to America. So they weren't really that, but, you know, they took a lot of shit. And I don't know, good people. I like Ukrainian food. What's the place? Odessa Buffet on Pulaski over by Ford City. They have just an amazing Sunday night Ukrainian buffet. Oh, it's like ducks and hams and pierogi type things. And it's so good. All right. So maybe I'm a little bit biased towards the Ukrainian people. Maybe I don't see them as the far off, distant foreign culture that maybe some people do. Maybe because I see them, I think of them as just Europeans. I think of them as just more, you know, more like the Poles, more like the Germans than, you know, like them damn dirty Ruskies. All right, that's it. We're going to end the show here. I appreciate y'all. Mexicranians. Yes, that is true. I do have an appreciation for the Mexican now, Jeff, that I did not have growing up in the Midwest. Didn't have a whole lot of the Mexicans up there. Came down here. I fell in love with Mexican food moving to Texas. Before I came to Texas, I thought Taco Bell had like fantastic tacos. And then I moved to Texas and I'm like, that shit's trash. Like that's not a taco. These are. Oh, and Mexican women. Don't get me started on Mexican women. Holy cow. I didn't know how beautiful Mexican women. But you know what I did know? I knew how beautiful Ukrainian women were. Oh boy. Oh yeah. A lot of good looking Ukrainian women. A lot of good looking Mexican women. All right, I'm spitting. My coffee's ready. It is almost 1:00 in the morning. So I'm going to get the hell out of here and we'll be back on. I don't think I'm going to do another stream tonight unless something really big happens. You know, they detonate a nuke at 2:30. Maybe I'll pop in, but you'll be sleeping and it'll just be me talking to Will, me apologizing to Will for being an asshole to him. I'm punchy and I don't have my music. I've been using way too much bandwidth today. I got like 4 monitors going. I got an Android TV in the other room going. I got my phone in the other room that's hooked up to. I'm just can't believe we're still here. Can't believe it. All right. Hey man, God bless the freedom fighters there in Ukraine. And you know, I was gonna say, let's hope that but this isn't gonna end. This isn't gonna end. This is gonna end when either Putin wins or I don't know. What do we do? We send in. We send in an. I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do. He's either got to be defeated, or he wins. And if he wins, and he very well could win. I mean, I don't have this amazing faith in. I haven't had faith in an American executive administration probably ever. When you really think about it. I mean, if we could just, clutch our pearls, wring our hands, and then walk away from it and go, oh, well, it's their part of the world. I mean, this is an election year. We have the midterms coming. So every decision isn't going to be based on what's right. It's going to be based on what's going to look best in the polls come November. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know if the rank and file American, supports all the things that I've just said. I could be a weirdo. I've been called that in the past. And I'll be called it again. All right, bye everybody. We're going to get out of here now. How do I end it without my song? I don't know. Bye guys. Love you.